Go ahead.
All right, everyone. Again, my name is George Geissler. I'm the director of Oklahoma Forestry Services. We're the state forestry agency who's been up here doing a lot of the management of the fires that you see. I wish we were all up here under better circumstances. A lot of communities have been impacted by these fires. What we have planned this morning is to go to our incident commander, Drew Dailey, who's going to give an overview of the fires, and then we will have Matt Lembauer, who's the emergency manager in the area, kind of give you a status of what's happening to this point before turning it over to the two senators. So Drew, we'll take it.
Good morning, my name is Drew Dailey. I'm Unified Command Incident Commander, working alongside the fire chiefs in Beaver County, Harper County, and Woodward County. Senators, just wanted to give you a quick overview of the incident as it stands right now. Late last week, we began to see signals of some significant fire weather that was going to develop, and it started coordination late last week with local fire departments, as well as pre-positioning resources in northwest Oklahoma, western Oklahoma, and across the state to be prepared for this event. As Monday drew near, when these fires occurred, fire weather conditions deteriorated and were much worse than we thought they were going to be. And so Monday around the 1100 hour, the Starbuck fire, which is the largest fire you see on this map, was initiated, and then shortly thereafter, the 283 fire, the Selman fire, and then another fire that's not fully on the map over here yet. We're just continuing to map that fire, the Beaver fire, which is just south of Beaver. Those fires were occurring all simultaneously. Regionally, across the 4 states of Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, and Colorado, there is an early estimate of about 1.4 million acres burned. Unfortunately, there are six fatalities that have been associated with that, one of them in Oklahoma, in Harper County. And if you are in the vicinity of the fire area, you will see the magnitude of the devastation. Just to put this map into perspective, total acreage of Starbuck fire right now is estimated at 623,000 acres. The 283 fire is 72,000 acres. Selman fire, just north of Woodward, is 48,000 acres, and just about 3,000 acres on the Beaver fire. All 4 of those fires combined right there have a footprint that is the size of the state of Rhode Island plus the size of the footprint of the city or New York City. Just to give you a little bit of magnitude of the size of the burned area. I will have to say that the local resources, the county resources, paid and volunteer fire departments, law enforcement agencies, all disciplines of incident responders from state and federal as well, have worked alongside each other in unison on this. I can be honest with you, as an incident commander, one of the primary things that I am concerned about is incident responder and public safety, and it's devastating to hear that there's a fatality associated with this. It's very devastating to see the amount of impact that has occurred here, given the fact that over the past several years there have been several very large and devastating fires. This is all on the heels of a pretty significant ice storm that occurred. And being an Oklahoman and responding to several of the fires that have occurred here in the past several years, I like to say the word that I think best describes the community up here is resilient. And I think those would have to be all capital letters, just because of the impact that has happened. I can also tell you that coordination and cooperation across all of the disciplines and that are in incident response has been very high. It's been very positive. I would be not truthful if I said there haven't been hiccups along the way, but I will also say that those any issues have been resolved rapidly, and the response overall has been nothing short of amazing. I sat this morning trying to figure out an adjective to describe this, and to be quite honest with you, none meet that match, and I don't have anything to describe that. In our wildland fire community, we have 3 tenets that we subscribe to, and those are duty, respect, and integrity. And I can assure you that across the fire departments and all those that have responded here, I've seen nothing short of duty, respect, and integrity. And that being said, that's just sort of the quick overview of this. We still have resources that are actively engaged on this fire. We have transferred our command to a Type 1 incident management team, the Southern Area Red Team. Incident Commander is Mike Dewitt. He's in unified command now with the local fire departments across this area. And their job is going to be to put these fires to bed, to continue to patrol and mop up these fires, reducing the threat, keeping in mind that we are still in early March and we have a long and maybe strenuous fire season ahead of us. And so they'll be working alongside the local resources, allowing them time to recuperate, repair their equipment, and also address the damages that they have incurred. I can attest that several local firefighters have had local or their own personal damages that they've incurred, yet they have dedicated themselves to staying with this fire throughout the duration of the event. And so again, just some containment efforts right now, or some containment statistics. The Selman fire, which is just north of Woodward and over into Moreland's jurisdiction, is about 25% contained. One interesting statistic about this, there was part of this fire footprint you see on here burned into a very large fire we had in here last year that was called the 350 complex. And because of the quality of the growing season, there was no delineation between fire behavior that was on the Selman fire or in the 350 fire, which that's anomalous to normal. It's not what we would expect. We would expect a fire to rapidly diminish, hitting a one-year-old fire scar, and there was no reduction in fire behavior. The 283 fire right now is at 10% containment. The Starbuck fire that is burned into Kansas is at 10% containment, and the Beaver fire is 25% containment. I want to be very clear on what we call containment. We are just presently working hotspots and flare-ups on perimeter, but we will not call the fire contained until we are confident that it will withstand the test of repetitive fire weather events. And so we will have due diligence of our resources, continually patrolling this and monitoring this in a 24-hour cycle. And so that being said, if there was senators, if you had any questions for me right off the bat here, I could
total structures that were damaged or destroyed.
I'll let Matt Landbauer will address that. The damage assessment is ongoing, and we do not have that total yet, but it is ongoing, and we are rapidly trying to address those answers.